Hey guys, what is up? This is Cody or xCodeh. How's it going today? Hopefully everybody watching this video is having yourself a snazzy day. Let me know in the comments down below where you're watching the video from, inside or outside of the United States. Always love to know. On today's video, I have a life story about one of the craziest things that's ever happened to me. One of the times this has happened. The first time that it ever happened. So this is the story of the first time that I ever got swatted. Let's bring it back. About 2014, 2013. This was around the time when Twitch was like on its come up, when like people started to take streaming seriously. The top streamers on the platform started to gain more and more consistent viewers. This was also around the time where Destiny 1 came out. It was like a really popular game at the time, just to give you a little time reference. So at the time I used to stream almost every day. I used to do it really consistently. I really loved streaming back then. I still enjoy it now, just not every day. And back then in 2014 when I'd stream, I don't know if it was just that I was more immature, but whenever trolls would come into my chat, I would always try to like roast them back. Like whenever anybody would say anything remotely negative in my chat, I'd always just try to just be a dick, just try to be a dick back as best that I could. I was always just try to make the chat laugh like any way I could. And there's definitely times where I'd say things that were a little too far. I would just be a little bit too mean. But especially then, it was like super popular. Well, shit hasn't really changed, to be honest with you. But especially then, people would often come into your chat just saying the most wild stuff, just trying to get attention out of you. And there was this one day, I remember specifically what I was doing and everything. I was on a Slayer task, killing those skeletal wyverns in old school RuneScape. I'm sure a lot of you guys have no idea what I just said, but sure some of you do as well. So I'm sitting there chilling, probably listening to some Red Hot Chili Peppers, playing RuneScape on stream, talking with the chat, and somebody came into the chat that I didn't even recognize his username or anything. Just came into the chat, said something super negative. This was a long time ago. I don't remember exactly what he said. And I replied with just something probably super fucked up, just super negative, just, yeah, fuck you, bro, just something stupid. And I got a good reaction out of the chat, and I thought everything was good, and I moved on. About maybe like a minute or two later, this dude pops in the chat and says, haha, just swatted you. And as soon as I read it, I see a moderator deletes it immediately and bans the dude. And I'm sitting there and I just like, nah, he's not serious, just in my mind. I didn't take it seriously whatsoever. I was like, oh yeah, good one, dude. And I just kept playing RuneScape. Didn't think anything of it. This really wasn't even a thought on my mind at this point, just because of how crazy that would be. So about 5 minutes of killing some skeletal pixel dragons, I get a phone call from my dad. So I mute the stream, pick up the phone, and he is freaking the fuck out. Cody, there's cops on the way. I'm listening to the scanner right now. Hide all your weed stuff and get out of the house and hide somewhere. So I hit the keyboard shortcut that I have on my keyboard to end the stream immediately. Hang up the phone with my dad, stand up, and I'm just fucking fully freaking out. I'm looking all over my room, scanning all over the place, trying to find anything that to do with weed and just like hiding it the best I could. Grabbed my coat and just ran out of the door, locked it, and just ran down the street all the way to like where this brick building is. And I just kind of ducked behind the wall and just sat there and was just freaking the fuck out. You know, at this point, I had zero experience. Nothing like this had ever happened to me. There'd never been police coming to the house thinking something crazy was happening. I had heard a couple stories. It really wasn't even that popular at this point. In 2014, there's maybe like, you heard like a couple stories of it maybe happening to like really spooky hacker people, or maybe like celebrities or something. But I'm sitting there playing old school RuneScape to maybe 15 viewers. And now there's police coming to my house. And now you guys always know I keep it real with you. Listen, all right, dude, 100% honest, sitting there, started crying. Definitely was crying, okay? Now listen, okay? This shit was scary, bro, all right? That's fucking scary. So I'm sitting there trying to compose myself, trying to figure out what to do. So I pick up my phone, scrolling through my contacts, just kind of nervously looking for someone to call to just see what they think. Like, what should I do in this scenario? My dad said to just hide and that he was coming home. So I'm like, all right, I'll just wait for him to figure it out. And I know some of you guys won't believe this part, but I called the one and only Austin FFA, or Luna, because at the time in the Call of Duty Ghost days, like we used to play PS4 all day. I don't even know how many subscribers he had at that point, but we've been friends for a long time, and I know this had happened to him before. So I called him, and I'm freaking out on the phone. Yo, dude, I think I just got swatted. Yo, what the f do I do? And he actually helped calm me down a lot, dude. So shout out Luna, dude. He just explained to me like, yo, the cops just come and they have to talk to you and make sure that whatever's happening, this dude says that happened to your house. You just got to make sure that's not happening and Everything will be fine, man. So after talking with him, I sat there for about 5 minutes. I remember there was a window that was like kind of above my head where I was just sitting in the brick wall, and somebody was inside the building and they're just like peeking out at me. And I'm like, all right, this is probably time to leave this spot, dude. I'm not trying to get the cops called on me again. So I got up and started walking back towards my house. I got a phone call from my dad. Super nervous to pick it up, but he's just like, all right, Cody, relax. The cops are here. I'm home. They just want to talk to you. And as I'm walking up to my house, a cop car slowly drives by me. There's like fucking 4 or 5 police officers outside of my house. And I walk inside my house, all the cops are just chilling in there. They walk up and explain to me how they got a call saying that there was gunshots and the smell of cannabis coming from my house. And I'm like, bruh, I'm sitting in there playing RuneScape. I tried to explain them as calmly as I possibly could what swatting is. I tried to explain to them that somebody somehow got my address and said that there was some crazy scenario happening in my house that definitely wasn't. And to be real with you, almost every time that this has happened to me, the police do not believe me for the first like 15 or 20 minutes. Like, I've had to show them physically the streaming setup and they still don't believe me. But after a little bit, they start to understand what the situation and what's going on. But man, some of them are just the worst about it. They asked me all sorts of questions like, who do you think did this? How can we find them? What's his username? And I'm like, well, one of my moderators banned him from the chat, so I don't know his name. And then I also tried to explain that even if they figured out his username, he's probably on a VPN and all this stuff. They were for sure not happy. With everything I had to tell them, they were definitely not happy. Because obviously they were just doing their job, you know, showing up thinking something crazy was going down. But literally, I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I didn't call. Nobody around here called. This wasn't like, look at the number, and they even looked at the number, saw it was from, I think it was out of the country. Somebody did this. Just absolutely crazy. You know, like, this is way too far as a little joke. It's not a joke, bro. Like, people can die. You know, there was just that one case, I think a year ago or so, where somebody swatted a house, they got the wrong house, somebody came outside and the cops killed him. Just fucking horrible. So this shit is not a joke. It's absolutely not a joke. I like to make videos to entertain you guys, tell you stories and stuff, but I just want to just reiterate that this is not a fucking joke. Like, this is a serious scenario, man. I'm grateful that I didn't, you know, get killed or something crazy happen. And sadly, this is only the first time this has happened. This has happened to me quite a few other times. So let me know in the comments if you guys want me to tell those stories. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. The one bit of advice that I can tell you on the internet is to never, ever, never in a million years give your address or your phone number to absolutely anybody on the internet, dude. Absolutely nobody. Because I sure as hell learned the lesson the hard way. Are you guys enjoying the new Call of Duty? Let me know in the comments down below. I've been having a decent amount of fun with it. Hopefully the Call of Duty gameplay in the background brings some of you guys back to the OG days where I do commentary gameplays and all that fun stuff. Huge thank you to everybody who's been supporting me on Patreon. I'll put the names of everybody on screen right now. It really helps me out, and I can't thank you guys enough. For $1 or $2 a month, you can support the channel and get access to the secret unlisted videos that I've been making. Link in the description for more information. And also, very important, check out the merch, xCodeh.com, and follow my cat on Instagram right now. Right now. It's not an option. It's not optional. It's required. Thank you for spending the time out of your day to watch my video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Stay high, stay lifted, and stay